that lock down your highs. Joy becomes water down the drain.
Both of these were decorative styles. Now, the interesting thing, um, both of these things are decorative styles, and you have to understand before about 200 years ago, when we really started opening up commerce with other countries and checking out areas we'd never been in before, style, I'm not going to say it was static because style and art constantly changed, but a lot of it was very regional. Like if you were in Italy during the Renaissance, you had um, access to looking at Renaissance style artists, but you didn't have access to know what was going on in Japan or China or Egypt, unless somebody brought something from that area back, or unless you walked to Japan or China or Egypt, which is a big task. All right, that wasn't an easy thing to do. So, people. I'm not going to say art was static, as I said, but I want to say that art stayed kind of in its own area. And if we've talked about Albert Dürer before, when we've talked about hatching, he was the printmaking guy. In 1471, he was born, so probably in 1500, 1501 is when his art started really traveling to different areas. We go forward a couple hundred years, and ships are going to different ports in different countries, and we're trading, and we're starting to exchange things. And so by the time we get around to Art Nouveau in 1890, which I will still argue is more like 1880 when it started, um, the Impressionists were painting. You know, they were creating images with smears of color. And then you have people like Seurat, who was making paintings with dots. And even though this all kind of seems like it's in the wheelhouse, these are big leaps for art and visual stimulation within the brain of a culture. You know, everybody who lived in that region of the world was getting hit with all this different information. So there's not a lot of painters that focused specifically on Art Deco and Art Nouveau. There's a couple, but everybody was kind of trying to do their own thing. So hopefully that cleared some of that up, the world mindset of what people were seeing. Both of these were for my three fours. You're going to design guitars. Oh, I know I'm so mean. Um, what we have here is Art Deco guitars and Art Nouveau guitars. Which one is the Art Nouveau guitar? Let's see how many of my three fours are still paying attention.
The one with the wood exaggerated design at the top.
Yes, the one that looks like you'd be afraid to play it because you wreck it. Your belt buckle would scrape up the back. You'd probably drop it in and chip. Yeah, totally Art Nouveau design on this guitar. But it's the guitar that's been, the actual shape of the guitar hasn't changed all that much. It still looks like a Stratocaster. It's just what they carved into it and the design work on the pick guard. This one, way more streamlined. All the knobs are just, very simplistic. The pick guard has some lines through it, but it's pretty, it's pretty normal or toned down compared to this one. All right, a couple others. Um, I really hate doing the slideshow because it just makes me want to go buy more guitars, which I don't need. Which one is the most deco? There's one that's Nouveau, but one's more deco than the other ones. Anybody? Top right, very good. So what we see here in the design of this, we see half circles, geometric forms are shapes. We see these lines down the middle, all of them geometric. We have this very sharp headstock. Here, this is also deco. You can tell by the pick guard. You can tell by these fades. This was actually kind of common in Deco furniture to put in these sun designs because they had started getting art from Japan, and Japan was the land of the setting sun. So the sun was everything, or the rising sun. So the sun was in everything. And then this one, it's the inlaid scroll work here, or the wood carving that makes this an Art Nouveau. I would have to get a lot better with a Dremel tool to make that. All these are Deco. So we've got a Deco amplifier. Man, I should take a picture of the amp that I made look Art Deco. Yeah, I don't want to lift it and hold it up to a camera. But all these very squared off, cool sun. Once again, another symbol of Deco. Lap steel here, looking sleek, reduced to the colors black and white. All right, very simplistic, cool geometric triangles running through this. I don't even play lap steel, but if I had that one, I would learn. All right, and then this, just very simplistic Deco guitar. All these are Art Nouveau. So here's the thing: when you design a guitar, the shape of the body, the shape of the designs, things that you are designing can change. The placement and the function of those cannot. So, and I'm going to post up a picture on the announcement page of the parts of the guitar so you know, but the parts that have to stay the same, every guitar needs a tuning peg or 6, unless you're doing a bass, then you do 4. You need the parts where the string connect, the tuning knobs. You need the frets. You need the strings. Now, the design that sits within that fretboard, like this one, which is just amazing, that can change because that's not going to stop the functionality of the frets or the strings. You're still going to be able to press the strings down. Pickups, if you're doing an electric guitar, you will have to have pickups, and you will have to have a bridge. Now, the shape of that bridge, as you can tell from here to here, well, that one's non-existent. To the upcoming ones, keep an eye out for. The shape of that bridge can change, but the function of that bridge to keep the strings in line has to be there. So certain parts of this guitar are going to have to function. What's weird about this one, this is a fretless guitar. Those are horribly rare. You see fretless basses all the time. I have about 10, something like that. But fretless guitars, I don't ever think I've seen one for sale. I've seen pictures of them, but I don't think anybody, I know a musician who plays one. All right. Deco or Nouveau? What?
Talking guitars.
I'm talking guitars. I got a guitar song. Go away. Go away. God. Can't wait to get back to school. All right. Deco or Nouveau? Which one? Deco. Woo! So you guys got this. Deco or Nouveau? Come on. Whole page is one or the other. Is it Deco or Nouveau? Take a look at the fretboard inlays. What do we have in the middle of this fretboard? That's close. That's very close to how you spell Nouveau. Nouveau. It's got 2 U's in it. Have you ever seen another word with 2 U's in it? I have not. All right. So if mushrooms show up on the fretboard, chances are it's Nouveau. Plus you got the macaroni here. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's okay. Couple more. These are some very elaborate decos. So you see our design. So you like, this isn't that weird of a design for a guitar. But the painting on here is very Deco. So same with this. This is a very common shape for a guitar. All the painting on top of it's Deco. Dragonfly. That's cool. I don't even know if that's playable. It's missing strings, but it's cool. Here we got another Deco. This looks like Deco wallpaper on top of a normal guitar. This looks like an illustration of Art Nouveau on top of a regular guitar. And this is what a regular guitar looks like. So you can expand upon, you could change the shape of this. You can change the shape of the pickups as long as they function. Anyway, guys, we're out of time. So just a quick summation. For my 3/4s, you're going to do 2 different guitar designs. I'm going to put up the parts that can't be changed. I'll put up a picture in the announcement site, and you'll do 1 Deco guitar and you'll do 1 Art Nouveau guitar. All right, guys, be safe. Have a good day. Stay out of trouble. If you can't stay out of trouble, don't get caught.